Good to be in the booth with my partner, Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we've got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly.
Madden modding community. Now it's in the game.
I have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia, I'll tell you that.
It's week 6 of the National Football League, and this one features the Saints' rocket arm quarterback. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. It's the Saints and the Buccaneers on Sunday night primetime. We're about 20 miles from the Gulf of Mexico at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa, as we bring you the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be in the booth with my partner, Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. If he can continue to play that style of ball, it's going to be a tough group to match up with.
Here's 2nd and 2. They'll go again here with Irving. And this will be a Bucs first down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. A short one there to Otten. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
They go play action with Mayfield. That's caught. It's Bucky Irving. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Now a 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
Baker gonna give it to Irving. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. Second and 7. Right back to Irving. Whoa! And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
Let's give some love to the big guys up front here, Mike. The offensive line is looking good here early to start the game. Couple nice big explosive runs. Expect them to continue to lean on the big guys up front as the rest of this game unfolds.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. On play action, Mayfield. He finds his tight end, Keith. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. A pass pulled in by Irving. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Quick throw, taken in. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
He's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8-yard line.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's caught left side by Otten. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down. Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on 4th down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. Still keeping the legs moving, somehow managing to turn that into a game. Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he's going to be very close to a 1st down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try to sneak it here. And he's going to pick up the 1st down, getting this one past the 20.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. but most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now this time they'll look to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
They'll run here with the rookie. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. 17 yards on that connection. 1st down, New Orleans.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. And not a whole lot going to come from that one. Only to about the 39. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll look to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. On the handoff, it's Kamara. And he'll get this only to about the 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is caught side of the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The veteran Mike Evans, he's heading back out onto the field with the rest of the Tampa Bay offense. He's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, hasn't he? You get a look at where he ranks in terms of receptions by a wideout. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Irving. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Demario Davis there on the play. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They send Godwin in motion. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
A high throw there, but a nice job to go up and get it. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. 7-0 is our score. We'll have more from Tampa after this. So, from the 36, it is 1st and 10. A give. This is Irving. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Baker gonna hand it to White. And he's gonna have that 1st down across midfield and down to the 46-yard line.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
On 1st down, here's Irving. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Saints' 42-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun. This is White. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Well, that looked like a pretty clear hold. The gain was 5, but let's check the call. Tristan Wirfs, former 1st-round pick, with the flag. They send the tight end in motion. A give, and here's White. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
On 2nd down, a run with Irving. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
They'll set up the screen to White. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Buccaneers are on the board. It's 7-3.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
A give up the middle with Kamara. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
Handoff here, up the middle. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll drop to throw. That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a 1st down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time, great placement, nice big pickup.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Cooks going in motion. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
He was taken down at the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. 2nd down and 8. Now they'll set up to throw. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Shaheed in motion. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
They can still pick up a 1st down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Here's a designed run, and he will do it himself. He's in. Taysom Hill. Touchdown, Saints. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, Great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use him than down here on the goal line.
Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints extend their advantage to 14-3. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back Bucky Irving ready to hit the field again. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. First down throw there is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And that ball incomplete over the middle. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up.
At their own 26-yard line.
Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara. Up the sideline at the 35. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play to kick off this drive. And even 30 yards.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game. And you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. His pass taken in by Shaheed. It's a pickup of 12. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
And another great throw. And I'll tell you what, Mike, so far today, this certainly does not look like a rookie quarterback. I mean, he is in complete control of this offense.
First and 10 now from the 36. Back to throw. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They'll look to throw yet again. He's got room to roam. And he's in. Chris Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. That's his second touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Groupie now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Saints move out to a 21-3 advantage. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. Whoa! He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Buccaneers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Throwing is Baker. To the left side, to Godwin. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on second down, Mayfield. To the middle of the field, he's got Evans. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 yards. That's good for a Tampa Bay. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. This one is caught by Shepard. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
And the Buccaneers.
He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Here's first and 10.
22-yard line.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. That is caught! And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
What an important sequence this is, trying to get one of those scores back before halftime in a great spot. First down and goal. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Saints going to use their second timeout. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This, about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bucs are back within 2 scores.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we're at halftime here on Sunday Night Football. And we get you across the state to Orlando. And check in with the coach, Jonathan Coachman, as our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and a big tight end momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where you see the final score there. The Broncos are able to level their record at 3-3 with the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Bryce Young, excellent in the victory, as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. And finally, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. First and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. C.J. Mosley, the veteran linebacker, there to shut it down. Second and 7. Now, faking the give. That one knocked away and incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. Third down coming up.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
What can they do here on third down and 7? He'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got it! And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
A run here with Kamara. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Levante David doing his work on defense.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Bucs' 21-yard line.
They face 2nd down and 7. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. The coverage too strong that time. The ball batted away and incomplete.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Here's 3rd and 7. Kamara going to get it on the zone read here. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And this is taken in by the defense.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They send Godwin in motion. On 1st down is Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. It's complete to Evans. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
That long one's going to bring them 1st and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Here's a run. And he's going to go backwards on that one. They take him down back at the 6-yard line.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Second and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. They send Evans in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. Now, screen set up for Irving. And he will get into the end zone. Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back. fast. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He gets it to go. And the Buccaneers are back within one score. It is an 8-point game.
Buccaneers 13.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. It's a give now to Kamara. Not a whole lot happening there, just a short pickup.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Cooks going in motion. And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
The Saints lining up in punt formation. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
They send Evans in motion. Baker gonna give it to Irving. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down.
Down at the 31. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Throwing is Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard.
That's the gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Now a 3rd and 2. Mayfield to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To return, it's Shaheed. And a very solid return as they're able to bring him down. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this 3rd quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Shaheed in motion. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes. So give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. He'll drop to throw. He'll complete that to his fullback. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, running left, it's Kamara. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. In trouble, and down he goes. That's Hassan Reddick getting in there to bring him down.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense, immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Shaheed in motion. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on 1st and 2nd down to stay ahead of the chains so 3rd down is not so daunting.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. Looking for room out on the edge. You're not going to find it. As a matter of fact, I think they tracked him down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job by the defense. Down. The Saints will punt this one away. He's on for the second time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And this one's going to be downed inside the 20-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to see what they can do. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by White. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
Brian Brzee on the stop. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 18-yard line.
Mayfield. There's Evans. He's got it. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. A short one there to Otten. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On play action, Mayfield. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. He was trying to fit that one into Mike Evans. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Throwing is Baker. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This will be returnable from his own 15. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Saints offense ready to take over possession of the football. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10. Now a give running left with Kamara. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Elijah Cansey in on the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 9. On play action, he'll set up to throw. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And his guys are going to be set up with a short field as they look to draw closer and perhaps draw even in this one.
For these young rookie quarterbacks, every snap in the NFL is an opportunity to have a lesson learned, and sometimes the lessons come a little bit harder than others. In this case, they kind of fool them with their blitz package. It's a little bit more complex at the NFL level than it is necessarily in college, and I think he just got a first-hand taste of just how fast this pressure can get on you, and sometimes when it speeds up that clock, you can make a bad throw.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's his tight end, Otten. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. That's thrown quickly, taken in by Godwin. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Saints' 12-yard line.
Here comes Otten in motion. Here's Irving. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. From the gun, it's Mayfield. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
He'll try to run with White, and he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Here's Mayfield. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
A field goal will make it a 1-score game, but they want more here on 4th and goal. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
And this is a tricky call for this coach. A field goal doesn't do you a lot of good, but a touchdown does. So I don't hate the call, but great job by this defense coming up with a stand and getting the ball back.
The Saints offense ready to take over once again. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Now Kamara. It'll grind out a couple of yards. Gives them a little bit of space out to the 3. Second down and 8. From down near his goal line, he'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I really like this defensive play call. Knowing the offense is backed up on their own territory, take the fight to them. You know their first order of business is they're just trying to get some breathing room. Don't give it to them. You go attack. It's exactly what they were able to do, and that hit is what ultimately led to that incompletion.
And that is incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
Now fair catch, signal for, and made here at about the 43-yard line. The Bucs offense back onto the field for their next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Here's 1st and 10. Here comes Otten in motion. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
On the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical back-breaking play in this game. And they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball. And let's see if they can take advantage of it.
That's caught. It's Evans. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a 1st down.
Okay, so now you pick up that 1st down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter.
On the ground, it's Irving. And a good tackle out wide will hold him to a gain of just 3.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here comes Otten in motion. Baker to throw. Get this complete right side to Otten.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Big play coming up. This is third down. Now Mayfield. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Cameron Jordan, the veteran, in there for the sack. The Buccaneers getting their punter out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The visitors' offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, this is Kamara. Now a flag comes in. It was thrown by the umpire. The pickup is 4, but usually that's a holding penalty. Back to throw. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. They'll look to set up the screen here. Well, that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the fourth quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Pistol give to Kamara.
Alvin Kamara on the carry for New Orleans. Armstrong at the 48-yard line. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And he's going to have a 1st down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
We'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. In motion is Hill. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll run on 1st down with Kamara. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. And the big night continues. That last run gives him yardage to put him over 100 for the game. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run. This is their fullback getting the carry. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll run here with Kamara. And that's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Second and goal. Again, it'll be Kamara. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Line of scrimmage, the 2-yard line. It's 3rd down and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Kamara. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts. Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. Shaheed in motion. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Saints. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
His kick is good. Makes the score Saints 28, Buccaneers 13.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Bucs offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Throwing is Mayfield. Got a man open downfield on the crossing route. And he'll be marked down at the 15-yard line. Still some hope. Keyword some. No timeouts. They need 2 scores, and it's 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. A give. This is Irving. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play.
On the tackle. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Now, a big 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. He's got his man, middle of the end zone. Chris Godwin. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure. And I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball. Accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
And now it's a 9-point game, so they'll go for just 1 here. The kick here is good, so they are back within a possession. That gets it down to an 8-point game. The timeouts are gone, so this becomes a must. They're going to line up for the onside kick.
That was their last shot. They've got no timeouts left. Now the offense can just simply come take the field. Best play in football, Mike. Victory formation, take a couple knees, get on with the win.
Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. So this one a win for the visiting Saints. And it is their 3rd consecutive victory. They continue to play great football here in this latest stretch. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Tampa.